Hello sports fan, this is Steven here for JustMyPicks.com, and I'm bringing you a special debate video. A lot has been heard over the last few weeks and last few days about Richard Sherman and Patrick Peterson going back and forth on social media. Well, I'm here to break down the nitty-gritty and get in between who's actually better. We know that over this past offseason, you got players that are getting paid, they're getting that paper, they're getting that guap. You know, a lot of cornerbacks are getting paid. You have to look at what Richard Sherman does. He did win the Super Bowl with the Seattle Seahawks, defeating the Denver Broncos, the best offense in the NFL versus the best defense in the NFL. But when you look down at it, Joe Hayden got paid of the Cleveland Browns, and his deal was similar to what Richard Sherman was going to make. Patrick Peterson's due to make a little bread, and he wants his deal to be up there with those two guys. Now, when you look at the grand scheme of things, Richard Sherman plays in a defense that equips him to do a lot of things. He doesn't necessarily have to be a breakdown cover corner like a Darrelle Revis. He doesn't have to necessarily be an athletic corner like a Joe Hayden and really follow somebody all around the field. In the Seattle Seahawks, their defense, it covers space. When you look at the film, if you have a chance to check out the film, you break down and you'll see that with Earl Thomas, with Cam Chancellor as the safeties, Pro Bowl safeties, you have to look at him having some type of security with them behind him. Either Thomas or Chancellor, both are big hitters, both are ball hawks. You're looking at potentially him playing about 15 yards back, and he has between that line of scrimmage and 15 yards back, that's his safety net, to where he can gamble for an interception if they throw a short route, or he can gamble on a couple of plays across the middle if he wants to cheat over, because he has players like Bobby Wagner, the linebacker. He has so many things that help him out. But also, when you look at his pass rush, you have Cliff Averill, you have Michael Bennett, you have Bruce Irvin, you have KJ Wright at linebacker. You have so many good things that can help him out when you look at the defensive side of the ball. And when you look at what Richard Sherman does, yes, he has the most interceptions the last 3 years. I think it's 20, 21, something like that. But numbers can lie. Let's not fool ourselves. When we look at the big picture, what does Patrick Peterson do for the Arizona Cardinals? Patrick Peterson does a lot of good things for them. He does kickoffs, he does punt return, he plays offense, and he plays defense. His athletic ability, even though he gets burnt a couple of times, he exhausts every single ounce of energy he has because he does not have that similar type help behind him. Yes, he has Honey Badger. Honey Badger is mainly for nickel situations. Nickel situations are where a safety, you bring a man, a safety or a corner who can tackle, who can cover up and do like the tight end. He can do like the big running back, and he can predominantly tackle. He may not be good in coverage, but he'll play more close to the line. Now, when you're looking at Earl Thomas can do the cover, he can do the slot, he can also do the nickel package. He can do pretty much anything. Cam Chancellor, the same thing. These are big, fast, physical guys, and the only thing that separates these guys is Patrick Peterson's athletic ability. Because his athletic ability is so good, he can do so many things for the Arizona Cardinals, and that's what makes him better. I understand that Sherman got his paper, and he's considered a cover corner. In my eyes, he's not a Darrelle Revis. Darrelle Revis is the cover corner. When you look at cover corner, I look at Deion Sanders, where you sit him on an island and you don't give him any help. You sit him on the line and you say, okay, Michael Irvin, you say some of the Jerry Rice, when you say some of those guys that you think back that were legends and things like that, Deion Sanders erased them from games because he took them to one side of the field and said, you know what, you're not getting the ball. Sherman does not do that. Even though he does have that small amount of passes his way with the high interception ratio, it's only because they don't throw any other part of the field near there. And you have to look at what Sherman really does. The defense also helps out Sherman, the scheme that he's in. I guarantee you, if you put Sherman on the Arizona Cardinals, he would not have that same type of success, only because of the scheme and the players around him. Richard Sherman has a great defense around him. That doesn't take away anything about Richard Sherman, but he's not as great as people think he is. And this is a basic breakdown of it. When you look at what he does overall, Patrick Peterson is a more physical, more athletic cornerback who has the ball hawk ability, who sometimes lacks discipline. Some like a lot of these NFL players do when they get beat deep or when they get beat on these short routes and they don't make a tackle. That's just a lack of discipline. But when when you look at the overall, their grades, I grade Richard Sherman as an A- as far as a corner. I grade Patrick Peterson as an A-, but the only difference is the athleticism. That's what really gets it when you come down to ranking these guys. Now, I want to know what you guys feel. Do you feel like Sherman's better? Do you feel like Peterson's better? Let me know. Give me a detailed breakdown of what you guys think and why these guys are better. Do you feel like if they swap teams, they would have the same success or more? You know, check me out at justmypicks.com for all the breaking news. Also, don't forget to check me out on YouTube, YouTube.com/JustMyPicksTV. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you debate with us each and every week. Don't forget to share my videos in your Facebook groups so we can check you out and debate with you and your sports people each and every day. Thank you very much.